Hello, thoughtful Libra. As August 9 and 10, 2026 unfold, you may discover that the guidance you've been searching for doesn't arrive all at once. Instead, it begins to reveal itself through quiet moments that invite you to pause, take a deeper breath, and notice the beauty that often slips by when life moves too quickly. There is a gentle sense that something within you is becoming clearer, encouraging you to welcome a fresh chapter with curiosity instead of pressure. Over these 2 days, you may realize that certain routines, expectations, or familiar ways of thinking no longer reflect the person you're becoming. Rather than holding onto them simply because they feel comfortable, you're invited to explore what truly aligns with your values now. Whether you devote your energy to a creative idea you've postponed or spend time reflecting on where your heart is leading you, this period supports honest self-discovery and meaningful personal growth. Each thoughtful choice has the potential to create a quiet ripple, revealing new possibilities that may have been hidden before. Moments of uncertainty are not signs that you've lost your direction. They often create the space needed for a clearer understanding of yourself to emerge. Trust the wisdom you gain through experience and let it guide your next steps with calm confidence instead of rushing towards certainty. Balance becomes one of your greatest strengths during this time. Give yourself permission to move forward with intention while also protecting your own well-being, remembering that caring for yourself allows every other part of your life to flourish. Nourish your body, step outside when you need fresh air, or simply find a peaceful moment to reconnect with your thoughts, because these small acts help restore the harmony you're seeking. You may also notice moments when too many possibilities leave you feeling mentally stretched or emotionally uncertain. Rather than resisting those feelings, allow them to reveal what truly matters beneath the surface. Every emotion offers insight, and by accepting both your confidence and your hesitation, you develop a deeper understanding of the person you're continuing to become. Communication carries special meaning throughout these 2 days. The conversations you have with others and the honest dialogue you have with yourself can strengthen relationships and bring unexpected clarity. Whether you're sharing an idea, opening your heart to someone important, or quietly writing down your thoughts, let your words reflect what genuinely feels true instead of what simply keeps the peace. As this period continues, keep your attention on the possibilities beginning to take shape around you. Picture hopes like lights gradually appearing across an evening sky, each one reminding you that meaningful change often unfolds one small step at a time. The more your choices reflect your deepest values, the more naturally your experiences begin to feel aligned with the life you're creating. Stay open to the subtle moments that seem to arrive with perfect timing. An unexpected conversation, a passing thought, or a simple moment of beauty may offer a perspective you hadn't considered before. You don't have to force every answer to appear all at once. Sometimes the clearest direction reveals itself when you're willing to listen with both an open mind and an open heart. Small moments that seem ordinary may carry more meaning than you expect over August 9 and 10, 2026. A familiar melody arriving at just the right time, an unexpected conversation, or a simple observation during your day may offer a perspective that gently shifts the way you see a situation. Rather than treating these experiences as answers, allow them to become invitations to reflect, reminding you that insight often arrives quietly when your mind is open and your heart is willing to listen. As these 2 days unfold, remember that you don't have to carry every question alone. The vast night sky can serve as a beautiful symbol that your journey is part of something larger, encouraging you to trust your own wisdom while remaining open to new understanding. Let your choices grow from honesty rather than obligation, and allow each thoughtful step to bring a deeper sense of harmony into the life you're creating. Like every astrological reflection, these insights are meant to be guides rather than fixed outcomes. If a message resonates with your experience, keep it close and let it inspire your next decision. If another part doesn't feel relevant, release it without judgment, knowing that every person's path unfolds differently and your own intuition remains your most reliable compass. In the next part of this reading, we'll explore how these themes may be reflected in your relationships, financial outlook, personal well-being, and family connections. before we move there, I'd like to share a few symbolic elements that complement the atmosphere of this reading. Think of them as creative reflections that support the story of this moment, not as guarantees or predictions. The symbolic numbers for this reading are 6 and 9, representing harmony, perspective, and the balance between giving and receiving. If these numbers happen to catch your attention during these 2 days, simply let them remind you to return to your values and the choices that genuinely reflect who you're becoming. Their purpose here is symbolic, encouraging mindfulness rather than promising specific outcomes. The color that best reflects the spirit of this reading is soft blue. Whether it appears in your clothing, an accessory, or simply catches your eye during the day, let it remind you to approach decisions with calm, openness, and grace. More than bringing luck, it symbolizes the quiet confidence that grows when your inner world and your outward actions begin to move in harmony. If this reflection has offered you a moment of clarity or encouragement, I truly appreciate your support with a like. Your kindness helps these conversations reach others who may also be searching for thoughtful guidance, and it allows me to continue creating these readings with care. As we continue, we'll explore how this emerging sense of balance may also influence your professional life, especially where collaboration, thoughtful leadership, and authentic communication create opportunities for meaningful growth. If you've quietly invested your energy in something that truly matters to you, August 9 and 10 may offer subtle reminders that your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Recognition doesn't always arrive as a dramatic milestone. Sometimes it begins with a growing confidence that you're finally moving in a direction that reflects your values. If that sense of progress still feels distant, be patient with yourself, because meaningful growth often develops beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. Within your family, small misunderstandings may arise if unspoken expectations begin outweighing honest conversation. Rather than trying to preserve harmony by avoiding difficult subjects, you may discover that kindness paired with sincerity creates a much stronger foundation. The affection that exists between you and those who genuinely care about you has the ability to guide everyone back toward greater understanding. Your social world also has the potential to feel lighter during these 2 days. New conversations or unexpected introductions may reconnect you with people whose optimism and perspective encourage you to see fresh possibilities. Some relationships naturally inspire growth, simply by reminding you that you don't have to carry every challenge on your own. This period also invites you to loosen your grip on emotions that have quietly occupied more space than they deserve. Whether it's lingering disappointment, resentment, or an old story you've continued telling yourself, making room for compassion can create a surprising sense of freedom. Family is not defined only by shared history. It also includes the people who consistently meet you with acceptance, honesty, and mutual care, making life's milestones richer because they're experienced together. Above all, these 2 days encourage you to choose yourself without closing your heart to others. Have you been maintaining situations that no longer reflect who you are simply because change feels uncomfortable? Small but intentional decisions can begin opening doors that once seemed impossible to see, especially when you allow yourself enough quiet to separate genuine intuition from the pressure to please everyone around you. Moments of solitude may become especially valuable now, offering the clarity needed to recognize which paths still belong to you and which have quietly reached their natural conclusion. As your perspective shifts, you may notice that confidence grows less from controlling every outcome and more from trusting your ability to respond with wisdom, whatever unfolds next. Opportunities connected to relationships, creative collaboration, and personal development become easier to recognize when your choices reflect your authentic values. The symbolism of the Fool speaks to this chapter as an invitation to step beyond familiar expectations rather than a call to act recklessly. For Libra, the unknown often begins the moment you stop waiting for every voice around you to agree before honoring your own. New beginnings become possible when you allow curiosity to stand beside courage instead of demanding certainty before taking the first step. Temperance reflects the quiet balance you're learning to cultivate within yourself. Healing doesn't ask you to erase the past. It invites you to weave together wisdom, compassion, and healthy boundaries so your relationships become more reciprocal. As your inner world grows steadier, you naturally recognize which connections nourish your spirit and which ones quietly drain your energy. The Wheel of Fortune symbolizes the possibility of meaningful change rather than a guaranteed outcome. Circumstances you've been patiently working through may begin revealing unexpected openings, particularly where thoughtful collaboration or long-term plans are concerned. Instead of viewing progress as something that arrives all at once, you're encouraged to notice how each intentional choice gradually reshapes the opportunities available to you. Finally, the star reminds you that your greatest strength comes from expressing yourself with authenticity rather than striving for perfection. When you lead with sincerity, your presence naturally invites trust, admiration, and deeper emotional connection. Someone may feel especially drawn to the calm confidence you now carry, not because you've become someone different, but because you're allowing more of your true self to be seen. As you gradually release relationships and patterns that no longer support your well-being, you create room for more genuine connections to find you. Authentic affection often grows where honesty and mutual respect are allowed to flourish. And these 2 days may remind you that the energy you bring into your relationships matters just as much as the relationships themselves. Continue nurturing the qualities that make you feel most like yourself, because your quiet confidence naturally invites meaningful people closer. The symbolism of the Ace of Wands points toward renewed inspiration and the excitement of beginning something that genuinely reflects your interests. Whether that energy expresses itself through a creative project, professional collaboration, travel, or a fresh personal goal, the invitation is to act on what feels alive rather than what simply feels expected. Your ability to bring people together, see different perspectives, and shape thoughtful ideas into meaningful action becomes one of your greatest strengths. Taken together, these symbols describe a period of steady inner renewal. Instead of measuring progress only by external achievements, allow yourself to recognize the quieter changes taking place within your perspective and your choices. As August 9 and 10 unfold, each decision that reflects your true values becomes another step toward the balanced life you're intentionally creating. Your overall well-being appears supported during this period, especially if you've already been making thoughtful choices about caring for yourself. At the same time, pay attention to the mental weight that can come from overanalyzing every decision or trying to get everything exactly right. If you notice yourself becoming emotionally drained by constant evaluation, give yourself permission to pause, breathe deeply, and remember that balance often grows through flexibility rather than perfection. Professionally, your greatest opportunities are likely to emerge through cooperation, diplomacy, and the trust you've built with others. People may become more receptive to your ideas because they recognize your ability to listen carefully, communicate thoughtfully, and create solutions that benefit everyone involved. Progress doesn't require forcing every door open. Sometimes it comes from knowing which conversations deserve your energy and which opportunities genuinely align with your long-term values. If you've already been considering a conversation about greater responsibility, improved compensation, or a new direction in your career, these 2 days may help you approach it with greater clarity and confidence. Rather than relying on hope alone, let your preparation, professionalism, and willingness to contribute speak for themselves. Thoughtful communication can often be just as influential as determination. For those exploring new career opportunities, roles that involve collaboration, client relationships, creative communication, negotiation, education, design, or public interaction may feel especially rewarding. That doesn't mean other paths are closed to you. Only that environments where your natural ability to connect with people can flourish may offer particularly meaningful experiences during this period. Financially, this is a valuable time to think in terms of sustainable progress rather than immediate results. You may notice opportunities developing through careful planning, meaningful partnerships, or ideas that have been quietly taking shape over time. Instead of viewing prosperity as something that arrives suddenly, consider how consistent choices gradually strengthen your sense of security and confidence. If support or unexpected opportunities appear, receive them with gratitude, while also exercising thoughtful discernment. Not every offer will reflect your best interests, and healthy boundaries remain just as important as generosity. As your relationship with abundance continues to evolve, you may discover that genuine stability comes less from holding tightly to what is familiar and more from making decisions that reflect your deepest values. Allow your financial choices to be guided by intention rather than emotion. Avoid impulsive spending that temporarily eases uncertainty, yet don't hesitate to invest in experiences, skills, or resources that genuinely support your long-term growth. Over time, these measured decisions can replace hesitation with quiet confidence, helping you build a future that feels both balanced and deeply authentic. When it comes to matters of the heart, August 9 and 10 invite you to slow down and listen carefully to what your emotions are trying to reveal. If your feelings seem complicated or even contradictory, resist the urge to resolve everything immediately. Sometimes clarity begins by acknowledging what's true instead of rushing to restore harmony before you fully understood yourself. What first appears to be emotional confusion may actually be your inner wisdom, asking you to pay attention to needs or desires that have been quietly waiting to be recognized. If you're in a relationship, these 2 days encourage you to nurture the connection through steady, thoughtful attention rather than dramatic declarations. Small moments of kindness, genuine curiosity, and honest conversations often strengthen a partnership more deeply than grand romantic gestures ever could. A relationship flourishes when both people feel seen, heard, and valued, so let your actions reflect the care you hope to receive in return. Even simple habits, checking in with one another, expressing appreciation, or listening without immediately trying to solve every problem, can gradually deepen trust in ways that become the foundation of lasting intimacy. Should tension arise, remember that every disagreement has the potential either to deepen understanding or to widen distance. Choosing patience doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. It means approaching them with respect and a willingness to understand each other's perspective. Sometimes the most healing words are not the quickest responses, but the ones spoken after you've taken time to reflect. The atmosphere surrounding your relationship often reaches beyond the two of you, influencing family members, close friends, and the shared life you've been building together, making every thoughtful choice more meaningful than it may initially seem. If you're single, this period gently encourages you to look inward before looking outward. Ask yourself whether hesitation is protecting your heart or simply keeping you inside familiar emotional patterns. If someone has consistently shown you kindness and genuine interest, consider whether old fears or past disappointments are making it difficult to recognize the possibilities standing quietly in front of you. Sometimes the greatest obstacle isn't the absence of love, but the quiet belief that you must wait until everything feels perfectly certain before allowing yourself to receive it. Rather than assuming love must arrive under perfect circumstances, allow yourself to become more open to authentic connection as it naturally develops. Real vulnerability always carries some uncertainty, yet it also creates the space where trust and intimacy can grow. You don't have to silence every fear before opening your heart. You only need enough courage to let honesty lead the way. The relationships that endure are rarely built on perfection. They grow through mutual understanding, patience, and the willingness to keep choosing one another with sincerity. Within your family, you may notice opportunities to soften long-standing tensions through calm communication and healthy boundaries. Not every pattern from the past needs to define the future, and your willingness to respond with patience instead of habit can encourage meaningful change. Relationships that genuinely support your growth are likely to feel stronger, while others may naturally shift into a healthier balance without unnecessary conflict. Giving people room to evolve, while also honoring your own emotional limits, creates space for healthier connections to emerge over time. Conversations about future plans, shared responsibilities, or changing circumstances can also bring unexpected understanding. Making time for the people who leave you feeling encouraged instead of emotionally depleted reminds you that support is something meant to be both given and received. You don't have to carry every responsibility alone, and allowing others to care for you can be just as meaningful as caring for them. True closeness often develops when everyone feels safe enough to contribute honestly, rather than feeling responsible for carrying the emotional weight of every situation. Your overall energy appears steady throughout these 2 days, giving you a solid foundation for the choices ahead. Instead of measuring progress by how much you accomplish, notice how much more grounded you feel when your actions align with your values. Every thoughtful decision helps strengthen the life you're intentionally creating, even if the results unfold gradually rather than all at once. This quiet consistency becomes one of your greatest strengths, allowing you to move forward without constantly questioning whether you're doing enough. One tendency worth paying attention to is the desire to keep everyone satisfied, especially when opinions differ. While your gift for seeing multiple perspectives is one of your greatest strengths, it can become exhausting if it causes you to lose sight of your own needs. That balance includes your voice as well, because genuine harmony isn't created by self-sacrifice. It's created when every person, including you, has space to be heard. The more honestly you express your own perspective, the more authentic your relationships become, because they are built on truth rather than unspoken expectations. As these 2 days continue, choose your energy wisely. Not every disagreement deserves your attention, and not every opinion requires a response. Protect your peace by stepping away from conversations that only create resentment or mental exhaustion, and allow compassion for yourself as much as for others to remain the foundation from which your next choices are made. By preserving your emotional balance, you'll find it much easier to recognize the opportunities, connections, and quiet moments of joy that are already beginning to unfold around you. For those of you who are studying, these 2 days may bring moments when you question whether you're progressing as quickly as you should. It's easy to compare yourself to imagined expectations or become distracted by uncertainty about the future, but those worries don't accurately reflect your abilities. More often than not, the knowledge, discipline, and potential you need are already within you. They simply ask for patience and consistent effort. Learning is rarely a straight path, and periods that feel slow often become the ones that strengthen your confidence the most. If anxious thoughts begin pulling your attention toward what might happen months from now, gently return your focus to what you can do today. Every lesson you learn, every assignment you complete, and every small improvement contributes to a much larger picture. Instead of allowing fear to define your path, let curiosity and steady commitment become the qualities that carry you forward. Each time you choose progress over perfection, you reinforce the belief that growth is built through consistency rather than pressure. As we look at symbolic compatibility for August 9 and 10, certain zodiac energies may naturally complement your own. With Virgo, thoughtful conversations and shared attention to detail may help you see practical solutions or perspectives you hadn't considered before. Their grounded approach can encourage greater clarity whenever you're sorting through important decisions. They may also remind you that even complex situations become more manageable when approached one careful step at a time. With Aries, you may feel inspired to act on ideas you've been carefully weighing. Their confidence and willingness to move forward can remind you that reflection becomes most meaningful when it eventually leads to action. Together, these interactions may encourage a healthy balance between thoughtful planning and courageous first steps. Their energy can motivate you to trust yourself a little more instead of waiting for every possible uncertainty to disappear. The energy of Leo can also bring warmth, creativity, and encouragement during this period. Their optimism may remind you to appreciate your own strengths, rather than focusing only on what still feels unfinished. Whether these connections come through close relationships, brief encounters, or simple conversations, allow them to broaden your perspective instead of expecting them to provide every answer. Sometimes another person's confidence in you becomes the gentle reminder you need to recognize qualities you've overlooked within yourself. As this reading comes to a close, thank you for spending this time reflecting with me. My hope is that these insights encourage thoughtful self-awareness, rather than telling you exactly what your future should look like. Keep what genuinely resonates with your experience, release what doesn't, and continue trusting your own intuition as you make the choices that shape your path. Every meaningful journey unfolds through countless small decisions, and each moment of honest reflection helps you move forward with greater clarity and intention. If today's reflection offered you a little more clarity or encouragement, I'd truly appreciate your support by leaving a like. If you'd like to continue exploring these readings together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future reflections. Thank you again for sharing your time, your openness, and your trust with this community. I hope August 9 and 10 bring you moments of balance, meaningful connection, renewed confidence, and a deeper appreciation for the person you're continuing to become, one thoughtful choice at a time.